Our next group coming up to speak to you, we have a couple more groups. Now this group is people who have had first-hand experience with the abortion industry, and I want you to hear their stories. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Madrid, and I'm the proud mother of 6 children. Three who are here on earth with us, and 3 in heaven. 2 lost in miscarriage, and sadly 1 to abortion. The story I'm about to tell you is not easy to share, and I need my glasses. And it's taken me many, many years to finally receive the forgiveness and healing that Jesus Christ has been chasing me down to give me from the moment this happened to me and from the time I responded in a way that was so wrong. 28 years ago, as a teen and college student, I was raped and became pregnant. In deep shame and fear, and after telling many lies to family and friends to cover up what had happened, I decided to have an abortion. After all, society told me that I'd been raped and I didn't deserve to have to carry a baby for 9 months. But I came home from that abortion and was shocked to find parts of my baby that the abortionist had missed. There they were, plain as day, and there was no way I could deny that my choice was a choice to end the life of another human being, and that human being was my child. And I couldn't take it back. There was nothing I could do to undo what I had done. I fantasized obsessively for weeks that I could somehow go back in time and undo what I had done, but of course this charade would not last for long. Add to this fact that my own biological mother, when faced with her unplanned pregnancy with me, decided to carry me to term and place me in a loving home through adoption. I just couldn't bear the fact that I had not loved my own child and given her life the way my own mother had loved me and given me life. I ended up in a psychiatric hospital for nearly a month, unable to cope with the reality of what I had done. I kept wanting the authorities to show up and handcuff me and haul me off to prison. At least that way some of my guilt could be absolved, as I did some time for my crime, but that never happened, of course. My adult life has been one of trying to receive our good Lord's healing grace from my sin of abortion. I struggled and struggled, repeating the same post-abortive Bible study at our local pregnancy center 4 times. This deep shame also affected my physical health. I've been diagnosed with many illnesses, including an autoimmune disorder and most recently cancer. I feel strongly that this all can be traced back to the trauma of that abortion. It affected my relationships as well, and my ability to function successfully in many areas as an adult. In fact, I could never really feel like an adult. Finally, about a year ago, my friend Molly signed me up for Rachel's Vineyard Retreat, where I finally had my breakthrough. God reached through all of my shame and defenses and healed my broken heart. I gave dignity to my baby as we had a precious memorial service for the child. We had services for all of our children there that we had lost to abortion. I've met many, many women like me through the years who regret having abortions and wish it had never been made legal. In fact, I belong to a group of women who speak publicly about their regrets, countering the lie that abortion is somehow good for women. We all agree that had it not been legal, we never would have done it. We bought the lie, and it's affected us all in profound ways. We cannot know with certainty the ripple effect that abortion is having on our nation, but I can say with confidence that there are many evils besides abortion happening in our land that were not happening very often before abortion. I will spare you the list. I'm sure there are many things going through your minds right now as I speak. I'd like to leave you all with a few thoughts that are born out of my experience. Besides what we've come to know, that we ought to obey God rather than men, we are called by God to hold back those being led away to the slaughter, and that we as Americans have killed Jesus himself 58 million times, as he has told us that whatever we do unto the least of these, we have done unto him. And there's more, but I want to say these things. Murder is not the answer to rape. It merely creates trauma on top of trauma for the woman who now must face the fact that she violated another far beyond how she was violated when she had her child killed. There is help for the abused and raped, but Christians, we need to do more. Please pray about what you can do to practically love and help women in these difficult situations. Help them to carry their babies to term, and help them to either place their babies in a loving home or to raise them. Yes, there are women who have loved and raised their children after rape. It happens, glory to God. And likewise, be prepared to do as many Christians are doing today and adopt. I am grateful, so grateful that my mother chose to place me up for adoption rather than to abort me. And the life of the mother argument is invalid. By the time a mother's life is in danger during pregnancy, the baby can be delivered and does not need to be killed in order to save the mother. Abortion is always a fear-based decision. It's a lack of trust in God to provide and love us through a difficult situation. Please pray about what you can do to let the world know that we have a God who loves us, calls us to be his own, and protects and provides for us if we will only seek him. Be the hands, feet, and mouthpiece to shout to the world that God gives us far better, life-giving, dignity-promoting solutions to unplanned pregnancies. He designed us to enjoy our sexuality within the boundary of a committed marriage relationship. Don't be afraid to say this. Don't be afraid to say that this is for our good and not to ruin our fun or take from us. And if anyone doesn't live by this, there is forgiveness and provision for the mother and baby. Speak this truth and pray about how you can provide this kind of help for women. Finally, it is so good to see so many men here. I've always believed that when men stood up and stood shoulder to shoulder with women to fight this battle to see the end of abortion, that the battle could finally be won. Please remember, men, that the reasons given for why this evil is needed is that men sometimes abandon and hurt women, or they fail to value them and honor them as equal. Please do everything within your power and with God's help to keep women from feeling they need to protect themselves from your harm. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. God bless you and keep you as you engage in this battle. Stay strong in the Lord. Stay in his word, especially in the Psalms. Remember, in Hebrews 13:5, we are promised that he will never leave us nor forsake us. Not in any way, but especially not in this battle. Thank you.